I always advocate that both the technology transformation as well as information security has to go hand in hand because it has to support each other to avoid any kind of issues or challenges.
What should be the top priorities for CISOs today to kind of stay ahead of the curve in the coming year and beyond?
See, the most important thing is that first you have to understand what kind of asset, what kind of inventory you are going to protect. You have to understand which is the boundary of your organization, aware up to the boundary of the organization, what all the things you need to protect, that to be proactively, not on a reactive manner. Most important thing is that for that you need to have an enterprise risk security framework where you bring all your physical as well as digital assets, including your human assets, and you understand where all there can be risk.
Hello and welcome to the mainstream. I am Simran Shivalkar, your host for today. We are back with the new episode of Voice of CISO, one of our exclusive series. Today, I have the honor to have a conversation with Mr. Sujoy Brahmachari, a name synonymous with digital transformation and cybersecurity excellence. Firstly, Mr. Brahmachari, thank you so much for joining us on this series and being a part of this episode.
Thank you for inviting me for this episode.
The pleasure is totally ours. And that being said, I will quickly take a moment to share a few things about Mr. Brahmachari and introduce him in today's episode. Well, with over 3 decades of experience across industries like pharma, manufacturing, and smart technologies, he currently leads as the CIO and CISO for Smart Card business at Rosmerta Technologies Ltd. He's a technology evangelist and award-winning information security expert, as well as a mentor to many. And today we get to hear the story behind the role, his vision for the future of technology and the security landscape, and his ideas on emerging technologies. Well, I am thrilled to lead this conversation. So without any further ado, let's begin. Firstly, Sujoy, welcome to Voice of CISO. And like I just said, you have had a remarkable journey, spanning from various industries, be it pharmaceutical, manufacturing, and then now leading smart tech. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how has the role been so far?
Yeah, thank you again. Yes, it's been more than 3 decades journey. Currently, it's 34th year running, and hope very fast I'm going to complete 35 years in this particular industry. Well, in my the past overall, my experience is a combination of both technology as well as in information security. And most of my around 30 decades I've spent in the manufacturing industries, like initially in pharma, then auto, now in a niche manufacturing, which is in the business of smart card manufacturing. So overall, it's a very interesting, very nice, very enriching journey, and I'm so far happy what contributed to the organization as well as to the society.
Wonderful. And many congratulations on completing more than 3 decades in the industry, and I'm sure there's more to come. Well, that being said, I understand at Rosmerta Technologies, you are leading both digital innovation as well as security side of the organization. Today, in an era where both agility and security are at top levels of priority list, how do you manage to find the balance between driving digital transformation and also ensuring that there are robust security measures adopted?
Well, this is very interesting, and I always advocate that both the technology transformation as well as information security has to go hand in hand because it has to support each other to avoid any kind of issues or challenges. And this is not I'm doing here. I'm practicing the same since last more than 25 years. When I started my journey in Ranbaxy, it was a pharma company. Now it is bought by Sun Pharma, and there I started taking the responsibility of both the technology piece as well as the security. And from there, it's still date. I'm into this particular business where I'm responsible, accountable for both the things. And I'm very happy because at the end, you cannot finger out anybody saying that this is your problem, that is your problem. So, and it has to be like that because in this particular industry, also you can have the responsibility of both. Whereas in other financial verticals where there are some regulation which has to be segregated, duty has to be segregated between cybersecurity and the rest of the IT. So I'm happy happy. I'm blessed that I can. My journey is mix of both, and definitely doing my best and enjoying.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, taking cues from what you just said, the cybersecurity landscape is also constantly evolving with new up and coming emerging threats. From your perspective, what should be the top priorities for CISOs today to kind of stay ahead of the curve in the coming year and beyond?
See, the most important thing is that first you have to understand what kind of asset, what kind of inventory you are going to protect. You have to understand which is the boundary of your organization, aware up to the boundary of the organization, what all the things you need to protect, that to be proactively, not on a reactive manner. The most important thing is that for that you need to have an enterprise risk security framework where you bring all your physical as well as digital assets, including your human assets, and you understand where all there can be risk. First, you create that risk management matrix, the framework, and then you start working on where all there is a gap which you have to fill and where all you have to be on toes ongoing to look into in case there should not be any issue or any kind of challenges. So most important thing is that first you create that particular framework and then act as per that particular framework where you need technology, where you need awareness, where you need people awareness, where you need standard policies, procedures, and it's so that can all three in combination can help you to protect your asset, which is your intellectual property of the organization, and you can sleep good in night.
Right. Like you just said that, all these aspects need to be taken into consideration. Again, coming back to your journey at Rosmerta, smart card technology is something we use daily, but it's often behind the scenes. So can you talk about or tell us a bit about how Rosmerta Technologies as a brand is pushing the boundaries in this space and what makes it exciting?
It's very exciting vertical. A lot of people don't know how, but people are using it. You are right. Anybody to everybody who gets salary, he must be having a debit card or credit card, but don't know how it is getting manufactured. That part we are handling. So apart from that, there are multiple other different smart cards, but the most regulated piece is which we talked about, smart credit card and debit card, as well as SIM and SIM. These are the most secured and compliant regulated smart
Correct.
cards. Apart from there are others like your driving license, RC,
Right.
etc., etc. So we here it's very interesting. Interesting in the sense we have to follow multiple framework of compliance provided by different organizations. Like for example, if you're manufacturing Visa cards, so you have to follow their guidelines. Similarly, in Master, and then in India we have RuPay cards, NPCI, National Payment Information's RuPay card.
Correct.
Then we have to follow the way. Most of the 80% are more or less similar, but at the end, you have to be compliant, then only you can manufacture all those things. So
Right.
this is very important. You cannot avoid all these things. You
Right.
have to be compliant, you have to be certified, then only your business will happen. Otherwise, you're out of job.
Right, rightly said so. Again, like I just said, you have also been incredibly active in mentoring and sharing your expertise with over 1,000 plus CISOs and CIOs. What motivates you or what keeps you going, with the idea of giving it back to the community and any common pieces of advice that you can perhaps share with our next gen of leaders today?
Thank you. Thank you for asking this question because being in the industry for more than three decades, I've worked with multiple peoples. And beauty of this is that on today's date, from my team, there are more than 2 dozens of IT personnel who are currently into CXO roles. So I am very happy about that. And I'm also connected with every one of them and share our knowledge. It's gain a lot of things from them also. But at the end you feel very proud that from your the team member who has worked in past 25 years, they are now responsible for the CXO's role, whether it's CIO, CTO, CISO, etc. So that is a very proud feeling, and I proudly talk about that in all the forums wherever I go and invite it. And the guys also meet me in those forums as well as we also socially meet, and that is the good thing which I feel that I'd given to the society. Apart from that, I'm always very happy if somebody asks me to come and speak about information security or in the front of digital transformation and whatever. I'm always happy to share my experience. And also, I'm very blessed to work with very renowned CIOs of India, and have learned a lot of things from them also, and that is helping me to shape my career as well as sharing that with our fraternity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today, Joy. And Again, looking ahead, the pace of technology seems accelerating at an unprecedented rate. If you had to point out to one emerging technology, what do you think will kind of dominate or define the next decade? I'm sure we already kind of know the answer, but I would want to gather your perspective. And why do you see, that this technology would rather transform the way businesses operate?
Yeah, absolutely right. There is no guess about that. This AI has
Right.
doing wonder for all different industry verticals. There are very different in the use cases which is coming up, and that is very very useful for any organization for enhancing their productivity as well as revenue and etc. So overall, this there are different type of AIs. Everybody knows that people are doing proof of concept on those. A lot of people have adapted. We also have adapted in some places, in some departments where it is definitely helping us to reduce our overall input cost and increasing the efficiency of in production, etc. This technology is definitely going to stay. It will come and going to further enhance in terms of new different models. The only challenge is that it has also has a negative side, which the bad actors are using do damages in different organizations. But it's AI versus AI. You need to work on the good piece. You need to avoid the bad and ugly piece of the AI. That's the way system will move on. And this is not going to hinder any kind of usage. You have to be very careful while adopting this particular technology. What the practice we follow, we do a risk assessment before we have adopted this technology, and till date it is working well for us.
Rightly said. So I think we all can take some insights from that. It is going to be AI versus AI, be
Mm.
it the beneficial part or the ethical part, as we say, or the other side, the dark side of AI. The onus is still on humans to kind of drive this technology for the betterment of business operations as well.
Absolutely.
Yes. Sujoy, thank you so much once again for giving us a glimpse of your journey and your experience throughout the years, and for sharing some wonderful piece of advice as well as some key recommendations. While we wrap up, I most certainly look forward to connect with you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.